Very good evening, everyone. Please confirm if you all can hear me. Please let me know in the chat box if my voice is perfectly audible. Very good evening, Munir. Very good evening, everyone. Please quickly connect everyone for this insightful webinar. So everyone, I'm Dr. Tanushri and I welcome you all to today's insightful webinar on future scope of bioinformatics and biotechnology. Many life science aspirants often have questions such as, can bioinformatics and biotechnology offer better career growth than traditional life science fields? Or is bioinformatics and biotechnology truly the future of life sciences? Or will studying bioinformatics and biotechnology in 2026 open global opportunities? Well, to help answer these important questions, we have organized today's webinar. Through this webinar, you will gain insights into the evolving landscape of biotechnology and bioinformatics. You will be knowing about emerging career opportunities, industry trends, future scope, and how these fields are shaping the next generation of healthcare research and innovation. So to enlighten on this, we have with us today Dr. Priyadarshan, sir, and it's my pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker. Dr. Priyadarshan is a faculty member at the School of Biosciences, Chanakya University, with research interests in the structural biology of lipid biosynthesis enzymes. He completed his PhD at CSIR-CCMB and has conducted postdoctoral research on lipid regulation and its role in cell signaling and evolution. His current work focuses on lipid diversity using microbial model systems. He teaches biochemistry and structural biology, as well as synthetic biology, and also introductory biology to BSc and MSc students, and research methodology to PhD scholars. We warmly welcome you, sir, and look forward to your valuable insights and guidance throughout today's webinar. So before we begin the presentation, I request all the attendees to feel free to post your questions in the chat box, and we will be taking them after sir's presentation. So over to you, sir.
Thank you. Firstly, thank you, Biotecnika, and thank you, Tanushri, for such a kind introduction. This is a wonderful opportunity, firstly, to engage with the next generation scientists who are rapidly probably commenting in your chat boxes. Over the next 45 minutes, I'll try to share what I understand of the question that I'm trying to ask. If I'm allowed to show my screen, is it visible? Please let me know.
Sure, sir.
I have started the presentation. Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes. So over the next 45 minutes, I'll try to share my opinion and my understanding of whether it is worth studying bioinformatics and biotechnology even in 2026, right? So I have taken a certain approach to go about doing it. But let's start with the simple basics. You know, humans have been around for several thousands and lakhs of years now, for example. So we started off with agricultural revolution, we transitioned to industrial revolution, and in the probably early millennia, we saw the digital revolution happening. And going by the trends, it looks like biotech is the next stop gate that we need to that will take over the world, and it is where we are heading towards. where there are a number of areas which are of great interest. As we went through COVID, there is now scare of hantavirus. So certainly healthcare and diagnostics are, is something that everybody has experienced for sure. And then we always talk about environment, where we talk about biofuels, waste management, green chemistries, environmental biotechnology. We also talk a lot about food these days. Food biotechnology is another one. Sustainable, for a sustainable economy, it is important that we become self-sufficient and self-reliant in terms of having food for every individual, right? So how does biotechnology fit into that? So these are several areas. I mean, the list is huge. I try to summarize it in few headings as much as I can here. The intention is to state that the 21st century is certainly going to be a biotech revolution. So, which is an indicator that certainly it is important that as long as you're in 21st century, perhaps it is worth studying even today. Now, if you look at uh, some of the most important findings, important in the sense that they have been given Nobel Prizes, so I'm putting it here, not to undermine every other discovery that has happened everywhere else, whether it is genome editing from Jennifer Doudna's lab, or the remarkable protein design, and that's another world that we need to completely wrap our heads around, by Google essentially, and David Baker's complete protein design and protein engineering, which is turning out to be a new area. Then there was mRNA vaccines by Carico. These are some of the remarkable discoveries that were products of biotechnology revolution, and these are glimpses of where we are heading to. For example, Jennifer Doudna now talks about uh, you know editing genes to cure diseases, right? For example, neurodegenerative diseases, you put CRISPR and it's corresponding into injected into the brain, parts of the brain where there is neurodegeneration. Can you prevent neurodegeneration from happening? Then Demis Hassabis's idea is that you come up with, or David Baker's idea is that you come up with totally artificial proteins, which has never been there around in the universe, in the biological world, and do something remarkable that otherwise cannot be done. So, for example, there was talk about vaccines, or against or antivenoms to be specific. So normally we produce antivenom through injecting horse, which has several other, you know, problems. Now suddenly there are antivenoms which do not elicit any allergic responses. They're completely safe. You can design any kind of antivenom that you want. And this is just a glimpse of what has just happened in, past like 6 7 years or so. Then, where is the guys, the top tech guys, who have been so-called impacted by, AI, as they say it. This is an article that came up somewhere last year. Uh, Bill Gates says that AI will replace humans in most tasks except for three professions. And if you read the lines that I've highlighted, it won't be able to replace biologists, but certainly serve as a useful tool for doing things like disease diagnosis, DNA analysis, as it lacks the creativity for scientific discoveries. Please underline this word, because in the next slide, this is almost prophetic a statement to make in 2025. Of course, everybody knew this, but then, saying it out loud required some sort of guts. At least some people felt that way. So this is something that happened last week. Okay, Nature is a very prestigious journal. Many students of biotechnology who follow scientific literature will know. These are three articles that have come up in the last week, and an editorial written by Nature summarizing all the three. So they came up with so many agents that can automate scientific discovery, that can write software for biotechnology, that can do several things, right? Make hypotheses, do experiments, so on and so forth. But the broad summary, if you read in the fine print of all these three articles, which is what summarized in the editorial, AI cannot do good science without humans. And that is the most important thing. You may compress the time in which a discovery is made, but you certainly need human intervention and wisdom to guide the process of as it goes along. So certainly science needs real world curiosity, which a machine simply cannot replicate. And as a result, no matter how many AI agents come through, their human intervention is definitively needed. And certainly it becomes important that we understand this revolution, biotechnology revolution, as we see it, that we take stock of things. Yes, the world is heading towards, we are just beginning to wrap our heads around how AI functions and so on. And how we go forward is certainly going to change. Like I said, they have reduced the time of scientific discovery, but have they been able to eliminate all the humans? No, they have not been able to eliminate, which means certainly biotechnology still has a lot of scope. Now, it's actually, they put your mouth where your money is, right? As they say. So if you look at
Okay, I think we have lost connection with Sir. He must be joining back again. Meanwhile, I remind you all again that please feel free to post your questions. I can already see so many questions coming, and we will be happy to take them at the end of the presentation. So I think there is some technical issue. Sir will be soon joining. So I can see already so many of you have a lot of questions regarding bioinformatics and biotechnology, and I hope by the end of this webinar, you all must be getting your getting answers of your questions. So stay connected. We'll be resuming the session in some time. So everyone, please kindly note we are facing some technical difficulties and we are trying to reconnect to the session. So please stay online and soon the issue will be resolved. So meanwhile, we resume the session. May I know how many of you are freshers or how many of you are the industry professionals or how many of you are graduates and postgraduates? May I know in the live chat? Because I can see so many questions, so I'm very much eager to know that whether you like what is your education background? Like you are just 12th, you have just completed your 12th, or you have just completed your graduation. Okay, that's great. I can see already uh, the replies. Okay, thank you for letting us know, Abhijit, Nasreen, Chandan, Nasreen, again, Kriti, Ashrita, Munir. Thank you. Thank you so much for your replies. Great. So I can see the mixed audience. Some of you are freshers, some of you have completed, like pursuing already biotechnology. Okay, human physiology background. That's great. Some of you have completed your bachelor's in biotechnology, BSc biotechnology. So definitely this webinar will going to be a game changer, we can say, because I can see you have a lot of questions and hopefully as soon as we'll resume the session, your questions will be answered. I think sir presentation, during his presentation only you will be getting a lot of answers to your questions. Otherwise, we'll have a question answer round separately where your questions can be answered. So we are resuming in a minute. I got a response from my technical team, and we are resuming the session in a minute, everyone.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm really sorry because of the rain here, and UPS is also down. We're suffering because of power outages.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so this is where I stopped. Were you able to hear this part? Tanushri, was this
Yes,
audible
sir.
at this slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. It was
so
audible.
okay, so I was just trying to emphasize that that we, although we have tried to implement AI at various places, it is probably a decent conclusion to make that you cannot do good science without humans. Um, why am I saying this with real confidence? Actually, if you see, one of the largest AI experiment in biology was done by Google, for which they actually won the Nobel Prize as well. And they transitioned it into some commercial venture, what we refer to as isomorphic labs. Okay, you see, they're actually trying to raise $2 billion and trying to develop an AI powered drug discovery company. Certainly, uh, when they are raising money, the idea is to develop many more tools. But please remember, people are required to produce those tools. People are required to validate those tools. People are required to do experiments to understand if those tools are working in the way they're supposed to work. So I don't see any shortcoming either with AI because of AI or any other reason as to why biotechnology should fall behind in terms of interest as an option to study going forward in the future. Similarly, you see, this is another article too. So I told you green chemistry was one of the areas that is going to be a centerpiece for biotechnology revolution. This is from Business Wire, where they say it is the next driver of US innovation, technology, and leaders, because people are producing a lot of chemicals which we use from all the way from chairs, cosmetics, paints, cement, so many other things which make our lives convenient. But unfortunately, they have a toll that you pay on environment. Now, how do you overcome that? You produce these chemicals in a safer manner, in a green manner, so that there is no toll on the environment. So that is called green chemistry. And biology has a big role to play in this because several of the chemical reactions that happen, biology does it very, very easily through what we refer to as enzymes, proteins that we call as enzymes. Now, the idea is, can we use these enzyme technologies to be able to overcome the barriers and be able to do green chemistry so that we don't affect the environment. At the same time, we produce all those things that make our life easier and simpler. Well, this is something from India. So people have raised, actually, Zero the Group has raised along through Rain Matter Foundations about $200 million to individuals and organizations working in areas that allow sustainable agriculture. Now, these are examples. Why am I citing these examples? I'm trying to tell you that tech industries and large economies are still continuing to invest money in biotechnology, and which is a sign that biotechnology is still going to be around, because people don't put their money in boats that are going to sink, is it not? So my intention was to showcase these things, is to impress upon the fact that this biotechnology is going to be around. There's nothing to worry about. Now, certainly, I want to switch gears and come more focused, more closer to Indian systems. So Indian government actually comes up with what we refer to as India Bioeconomy Report. This is an annual kind of an exercise where we try to understand how much revenue are we generating from this. Again, showcasing these numbers, my intention is to impress upon you the fact that there is revenue being generated even in India, which means there are industries working in India. There are revenue opportunities in India, which means studying biotechnology can allow you an access to those. So look at this. We actually jumped in the last 5 years from $86 billion to $195 billion. Can you imagine? That is a huge jump, almost two and a half times, 2.3 times we have jumped in the last 5 years. And if you see the distribution, it's very skewed in terms of distribution, with Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu from south bagging in almost $93.2 billion, as opposed to the rest of the place. West has another lion's share of about $59 million. If you look at the way the government has distributed these the money, the sources of these money, if you look at it carefully, we call it bioagri, bioindustrial, biopharma, and bioservice. I'll come to it what it is, and classified it as how much do you get from south, how much do you get from west, and so on and so forth. If you look at it, bioindustry and biopharma has been around for a long time, so they have been generating a lot of money. What is interesting from last year to this year is the one small blip that you see in bioservice, where there is a sudden jump, and that is naturally because of the AI taking over so many things. So this is the four sectors that the government has put up: bioindustry, biopharma, bioservices, bioagriculture. If you look at the opportunities and avenues in bioindustry, you can talk about production of alcoholic beverages, biofuels, food and dairy industry, fermented foods, nutraceuticals, food supplements, animal nutrition, household care, and other technical industries. Biopharma probably is more something that you can all appreciate: biotherapeutics, medical devices, diagnostics, vaccines, and so on. Bioservices is where we saw almost, as I said, there's a small blip, right? 66% jump, whereas others had about 10-15% jump, whereas bioservices alone had a 66% jump. Look at that. We are talking about biodigital and data platforms, CRO and CDMO enterprises, knowledge, biopesticides, biostimulants, precision farming. If you overall look at it, and the third E
Priyadarshan
is
sir,
actually
your voice
about
is breaking, sir.
environment. So you also take care of the environment at the kind of talk about what kind of opportunities are available in bioindustry.
Priyadarshan sir, we are not able to hear you. Everyone, I think sir will be connecting again. So as sir informed that it's raining at his place, so he might be facing some technical difficulties. So please stay connected, please stay online. I think sir will be joining in some time. Our team is trying to resolve the issue.
Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
I'm really sorry. It is very unfortunate, but yeah, I don't know what slide I got stopped at. Could you please guide me?
Sure, sir. If you can just scroll below.
So, did you all hear this?
Yes, sir, you were talking about the economy sectors, and
Okay,
this one is also done.
this one? Okay, I'll start here. There is no harm in reiteration, right?
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir, because your voice was breaking, sir. It will be great if you can repeat it.
Right, right. So I was trying to tell that Indian government actually comes with Indian bioeconomy report, where we talk about what kind of revenues are generated and which kind of sectors we generate, and what areas do you prominently generate it in. So a pie chart actually shows you the distribution of east, west, south, and north. And predominantly, many biotech industries are actually based off in south, primarily in Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu, which is the reason why you see a predominant almost $93.2 billion coming from south, and a large sector also comes from west, which is around $59.68 billion, while the remaining coming from the rest of the India. You also see in which kind of sectors government actually puts it in one, two, three, four sectors. We call it agriculture, industry, pharma, and service sectors. I'll just come to this thing in a minute. So, what is industry? When I say industry, actually, government means that you're talking about alcoholic beverages. You talk about alcohol being converted to biofuels and other resources to biofuels, food and dairy industry, fermented foods, nutraceuticals, food supplements, animal nutrition, household care, and technical industries. When you talk about pharma, you're talking about biotherapeutics, medical devices, diagnostics, and vaccines, which probably we all understand. And I want to go to bioagriculture first, where we talk about biofertilizers, biopesticides, biostimulants, precision farming, and geocrops. So if you see these three, bioindustry, biopharma, and bioagriculture, you see about 10% jump from last year. What you see a tremendous jump this year around is bioservices, where there's a 66% jump, and that is mainly because of intervention of a lot of AI into the market. Here we consider by and large bioinformatics systems, biodigital data platforms, the data management and CRO, CDMO enterprises, knowledge and service sectors, and so on and so forth. Tanushree, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, perfectly audible.
Am I audible, Tanushree?
Yes, yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, because I'm staring at a blank screen, I don't know if I'm off
No,
again or
no,
not.
no, you're perfectly audible, sir. Please
So
continue.
the slide is visible, right?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay. So as we
Like now,
go to solve, pardon me. Hello.
it's visible, sir. It's visible.
Pardon me, Tanushree.
It's visible, sir. Your presentation is visible. You can
Okay.
continue.
Sorry. Solving while we go on to solve global grand challenges. Uh, um, so you understand the large tech giants have been in putting their money, and the Indian government is actually looking at bioeconomy for three or four sectors mainly. That is industry, pharma, services, and services or IT. They called it IT last time, and agriculture. While we do that, we need to remember that we do it ethically. One, we do it in a sustainable manner, and probably three things becomes at the core of this. That is personalized medicine, climate and sustainability, synthetic biology. These are high end, the pinnacle of biotechnology, if I may call it that way. This is where we will head to. You will have your own personalized medicine. We will not be eating, everybody need not eat the same amount of paracetamol probably. A day may come where you're talking about having very selective dosage of medicine, very selective kind of medicine, which is what we refer to as personalized medicine. When we talk about climate and sustainability, while we achieve a lot of economical growth, while we achieve a lot of employment, we also need to take care of the environment, and we do it in a responsible manner. which is why this program actually the government emphasizes on three E's, that is economy, environment, and employment. And certainly driving through all these things is synthetic biology. And that is, in my opinion, one of the next cutting edge area. So if you look at it, what is my advice to all the students? There is core biology and there is bioinformatics. It will eventually get married to artificial intelligence and data sciences. So in my opinion, you should take a hybrid approach. Don't just learn biology and you know learn anatomy, learn physiology, so many biochemical reactions. No, just don't do that. Empower yourself, learn soft skills, learn hard skills which are involved in, let's say, Python, learn hard skills which are in R. Can you handle big data? So once you empower yourself with alternate skills, then this marriage is going to be unique and you will be ready to solve these global grand challenges. And as I told before, staying curious is the most important thing because today's tech will evolve soon. The AI that you see today will be gone, long gone by the time you are in the job market. It will be something else. But if you are up to date, if you are curious enough to ask the right set of questions, then you will make these marriages. Today it's artificial intelligence and data sciences. Tomorrow it may be core biology, maybe marrying something else. So you will be ready by that time. So I would say think big. Just don't study, for an examination. Try to solve a problem. How do you solve that problem? By gaining skill set, one, and number two, staying curious. This is my summary of advice to all the students if they have to. So I have kind of put together kind of career options considering all these things. This will be, I'm sure, will be available on YouTube. People can take screenshots of this. There's no point in going through each one of this, but then there are broad areas like bioinformatics and computational biology, agricultural, food, environmental biotechnology, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, and biomedicine, research and development, education and academia, science communications, forensic technologies, regulatory affairs, IPRs, biosafety, entrepreneurship, industry, consulting. There are so many areas that you can actually find career options in when you go to biotechnology. This is beyond research and development. There are so many career options that you can see here. Be that as it may, what is important, as I actually emphasized in previous slide, you have to stay curious, you have to think big, and you just don't learn biology alone. You have to get it married to some evolving methodology that will allow you to stay up ahead in the race. That is the key there. Okay. So so we at Chanakya, I come from actually Chanakya University. We are a campus in Devanalli, which is in Bangalore, very close to the airport. We are a large camp. We are a new university, quite a large campus. We have built a remarkable infrastructure in a span of 2 years, which allows us to do cutting edge research with state of the art research facilities anywhere in the world. So the university is actually a unique university in the sense that it is a philanthropy driven university. And the philanthropy part for School of Biosciences comes from Dr. Kiran Majumdar-Shah, who is the founder of Biocon. All the faculty, we are about 12 faculty who are regular faculties, and we are about 8 to 10 visiting faculty, a team of almost 20 people. All of us are internationally trained members, very senior, very experienced. We focus on cutting edge researches in many thematic areas and emerging areas of biosciences, with not just doing biology, but having an aspiration to do some translational research as well. So with this background, so when we started designing the curriculum, we actually consulted several academics, industry experts, and came up with a comprehensive academic curriculum to meet the market demands. Now, going forward, we will see how we can innovate and provide disruptive solutions by allowing incubation of startups as a part of this system. That is a long-term plan that we have. These are the faculty that I was talking about. All of them have obtained their PhDs from reputed institutions. There are several visiting faculty who have enormous amounts of years of experience and doing cutting edge research in their respective areas. We have tremendous lab infrastructure. I would urge the students to come and visit each of these facilities and to appreciate actually the strength of lab infrastructure that we have. While many of the primary pictures that are shown are wet lab infrastructures, we also have a remarkable computational facility as well, which is again state of the art and can do any kind of simulations, dockings, and any AI based research that you're talking about in today's day and world. Uh, while these photographs come from from a laboratory that was previously established, this year we have come up with a new set of laboratories where we have installed new set of instruments, more advanced instruments, such as mass spectrometry, ITC, confocal microscopy, and so on and so forth, which are all required for doing cutting edge research. Now, why are we, acquiring all these high end equipment? It is to actually allow training of students right from BSc level, BTech, MSc to all the way to PhD level. Okay, so we want to maintain an environment of a research fervor, scientific fervor that goes on in the corridors of our laboratories, so that there is active discussion happening, active ideas being exchanged. Okay, uh, so this is some of the computational facilities and some other high-end equipments. The School of Biosciences actually is guided by a very strong scientific advisory board with professors from international universities like Purdue University, Stanford University, University of California, Harvard University. Also, some experts from industry like who is also right now at IIT Roorkee, Dr. Rishikesh Pandey, and eminent scientists like Shekhar Mande, who was a former Director General of CSIR, and Professor Subramania is our Dean and Pro Chancellor, currently the Vice Chancellor of the university as well, who has a remarkable amount of years of experience in industry. How do we maintain the scientific fervor that I talked about? We actually engage a lot of meetings, call eminent scientists across the country as well as the world, engage in workshops and summits. We also call students to our university to help them understand various aspects of science. Now, we currently offer BSc, BTech, MSc, and PhD. We also are open to student internships. I have listed out some USPs, which are core subjects with experiential learning. We also have advanced topics like AI, ML, omics analysis, and so on. One unique aspect is the basket of minors, which allows you to specialize in specific areas. And then we allow you to conduct multiple research projects throughout the semester systems. This is supported to state-of-art infrastructure and with a lot of experienced faculty and with a lot of industry academia connect. While I say all these USPs, I want to focus on three aspects. We give solid training, which means you will be trained in very core biological skills that are absolutely essential for doing anything in biotechnology. One. Second, we provide real world experience by being able to do multiple research projects. And the third, you also diversify your experiences by learning minors. When I say minors, you can actually, let's say somebody is interested in entrepreneurship. Why don't you take up a minor in entrepreneurship and see how you can marry entrepreneurships or business skills and business administrations with biology? If somebody is interested in forensics, why don't you study law as a minor, where you can marry biology with law and see how you can effectively utilize both the career spaces? So these are some of the important aspects that I want you to learn. So we offer skills, which I said, which is very important. And we also give real world experience, which becomes the most important thing. So with this, I would like to actually conclude, and I would urge all the students to come out, come to the campus, visit our campus, see all the infrastructure for themselves, and appreciate the effort being putting up such state-of-the-art research laboratories. You'll find it convincing that the core skills that I'm talking about, the soft skills that I'm talking about, and the real world experiences that we are talking about will be offered to you. Thank you for your time. I'm happy to take any questions that are available. And I'm very sorry
Thank
that
you.
there were so many interruptions in between. It was because of some power cuts. I'm really sorry about that.
No, no issues, sir. First of all, thank you so much for such an insightful and informative session. And I'm sure
Thank you.
attendees now have a clear understanding about bioinformatics and biotechnology, and especially the role of AI, right? Like how AI is impacting these fields. So thank you for such a wonderful session. So now moving over to Q&A session, I request all the attendees to post their questions in the chat, and we'll try to take up as many as possible. So the first question, which is from Ashrita. So, sir, this is a
Mhm.
question of many biotechnology aspirants. Like they have a confusion. Like, what is the difference between BSc biotechnology and BTech biotechnology? So, this is a question from Ashrita. That what's the difference between BSc biotechnology and BTech biotechnology?
Right. So as the name suggests, so you're a bachelor's in science is trying to understand um, whatever scientific aspect that you're trying to study. You delve a lot of depth into it. You try to understand the fundamental philosophies behind it, and so on and so forth. When it comes to BTech, you're actually trying to do technologies. Well, can a BSc student not be able to apply those technologies? Yes, you may. It's not that you can't. As I said, you have to be curious. You have to develop hybrid skills. But the approaches are going to be different. How you approach biotechnology as a subject is slightly different when it comes to BTech biotechnology and when it comes to BSc biotechnology. Persons with more technology bent in mind, a more technology bent of mind, how you want to marry engineering with biology, I would suggest you go for BTech. And those who are not up for engineering kind of biotechnology, you can do BSc. Having said that, I would not refrain myself from saying that if a can a BSc student not do this? No, it's absolutely doable. It'll take a little bit longer time. That's all.
Truly said, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for answering this question. Moving over to another question, we have a lot of, like many attendees have asked this question, like what all are the skills required? So I'll
Right.
specifically take question of Mangala, like in general, what extra skills are required for a student if somebody wants to be a job ready after completing their BSc or by the end
Correct.
of their third year period in this particular
Mhm.
field?
Well, BSc is too early, in my opinion, for looking for career options in biotechnology space. Having said that, you will find entry roles in those areas. When I say skills, I mean whenever I say skills, I am trying to imply that you are extending beyond the core biological rules that you study. The question is how you apply those biological rules. For example, AI in biology, I will give you a very small example. AI in biology was a product, or the one which won the Nobel Prize for Google, where they developed a tool that we refer to as AlphaFold, was able to predict the structures of any protein, every protein in the biological arena. So I think it's around 200 million or billion. I'm not sure with the numbers, but all proteins structures were readily made available. How was that available? That was available because so much amount of experimentation was done. A lot of structural information was available. So people, a lot of data is available. Google just took a look at that data with technology, with bioinformatic approaches, made sense of that, realized there are certain rules that dictate how looking at a sequence can allow you to predict a structure. Now, this skill set was probably not taught, but you asked a curious question, you thought big, and you had some training, let's say in Python, and you also handled big data, and so you could do this. Now, this was about bioinformatics and this. I'll take another example, for instance. Let's say you are trying to discover a drug. You're trying to design a drug molecule. Now you screen for a library and you found out that there is one drug which actually, let's say, inhibits a very key molecule in cancer, let's say, for example. Now, certainly that drug is just a starting point. Now you have to build on that drug, develop it into a better drug, because probably that the first one that you found will never pass the regulatory guidelines. I mean, you may not clear the clinical trials. So is it clinical trial ready? So you need to understand how chemistry works. Now, this is the other skill that comes in. So there are the areas where you can marry biology is something that you have to identify. What are those areas that you are interested in? If you look at those, you will readily be able to identify these are the areas, these are the skills that I have to acquire now. So using these two examples, my intention was giving it's not just AI and bioinformatics. Sometimes it can be chemistry, sometimes it can be physics, sometimes it can be mathematics. There are some people who do mathematical modeling of biological processes. We need a lot of people of that nature who can build models of how biological processes happen. So there is no dearth of soft skills that you are learning. It all depends upon how you want to, where you want to progress and where you want to apply these biological rules.
Well said, sir. Actually, definitely, like based on the interests and the career goals, definitely all the aspirants have biotechnology or bioinformatic aspirants need to pick up the skills. So thank you for answering this question, sir. Moving over to another question, which is from Shifa Fareen. What all are the high-paying job opportunities after BSc Biotechnology?
Again, as I earlier told, BSc is too early for making a career jump. Um,
Too early.
Too early. So you will probably end up in entry level positions, is what my feeling is. Uh, any area, I mean, you can go back to the slide where I showed a lot of job opportunities. Any of those job opportunities will be available to you, but will you be doing entry level jobs or mid level jobs will depend upon which industry that you're trying to join. So any of those opportunities will be actually available to you. You can go back to the
True,
slide
sir.
where I showed that. Should I, if students want, they can actually again take a screenshot if they wish to.
So the recording will be available. Maybe they can
Okay.
access it later
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Uh,
Yes.
so whether it is BSc, I mean, so that we avoid that question, whether it is BSc, MSc, or PhD, any of those job opportunities are actually available to you. High paying and will actually depend upon two factors. One is your degree, second is your skill set. You will be tested for it. They'll be looking for a very specific skill set in the domain that you're looking at. If you have that skill set, they will hire you. High pay, low pay will also depend on what degree you have. BSc, I'm afraid, is too young.
True, sir, definitely. Moving over to another question. So many of our attendees also wants to know that, like, one of the questions from our end, that if I'm doing BSc in biotech and later I want to do MSc in bioinformatics, so is it a better choice?
Oh, certainly. So, as I, mm, so for example, actually, we provide MSc in bioinformatics and biotechnology as a course, where we try to teach both bioinformatics as well as biotechnology. So that's where both are being taught. But coming back to the question, in the question, the student is trying to ask if they have done biotechnology, can they transition to bioinformatics? Certainly, they can, because after all, bioinformatics means what? You are trying to draw information, handle the information that is available in biology, which you have learned as a part of BSc Biotechnology. Now you are trying to do informatics on top of it. So you can certainly do this. There is no harm in doing it. It is, again, as I said, degree is important, skill is equally important. Please train yourself. If you're interested in MSc in bioinformatics, you should train yourself in learning. Enroll yourself in some course in Python, enroll yourself in some course in R, do a lot of workshops on these. Nowadays, everything is available on the web. It's just a click of a button. It's not like the days when we were studying BSc or by. I didn't even know. I mean, Google was not as powerful as it is today. So students should definitively take you up the opportunity. All the resources are available at your disposal. Skill yourself in the area that you are interested in, and I don't think MSc in bioinformatics is at all a bad choice.
Thank you, sir. Even many of our attendees are very much interested in knowing that how they can get internships or fellowships or what kind of projects they should do when they are pursuing already biotechnology degree. Like this question has been asked from Rima Khan and many other attendees. So, like,
Certainly.
how can I get an internship or fellowship, and what kind of research should I pursue during my biotechnology degree?
Okay. Okay. So that's a very good question, actually. Firstly, internship opportunities. So usually the internship opportunities either open up as a notification that comes out on the websites of institutions. Some institutions like ours, you can actually directly write to us for internship opportunities. If space is available, we'll definitely consider you for internships. We are open to that. You will certainly, if you are trying to do it in some industry, you'll have to write to them and then figure out if they are willing to take you as an intern. In our case, we do not do a paid internship. It's free of cost. You can actually come here and do internship. So it's perfectly fine. But you'll have to write to us and check if there is space available in the lab. Sometimes we would have already taken a couple of interns or 3 interns. Then it becomes a space problem for us to accommodate everybody. So you can certainly do that. Second question was about fellowships. Uh, after I am not sure if there are fellowships to do BSc, but after BSc, you have some fellowship opportunities with MSc, like GATB exam. I think it used to be called Combined Entrance Examination Board, conducted by JNU long time ago when I wrote it. I think it is called GATB, if I'm not wrong, today's day and age. Then there are entrances like JJ Bills and so on and so forth, where you can actually enter several institutions, but I don't think they offer fellowships. But GATB, I think, still offers a fellowship. After that, certainly CSIR, ICMR exams, uh, DBT exams are all going to offer fellowships for you, provided you clear a certain cutoffs and so on. As far as our university is concerned, uh, we actually support students from economically weaker backgrounds, and it is considered from case to case basis, where either a percentage or a entirety of tuition fee can be waived off, but it is subject to verification and so many other formalities. So you can always request, but then it is always taken from case to case basis. There should be a strong academic record. The person should have performed well in the entrance examination. The credentials that they are coming from an economically weaker background is actually proven. All these taken into account, there are various levels at which we offer fellowships to students of BSc and MSc. When it comes to PhD, the students are offered fellowships just like any other JRF fellowship that comes up. So these are the JRF fellowships, internships, fellowships. What was the other? What kind of research should I
Projects,
pursue?
research.
Well, Rima, this is a very, very vast question, right? See, I am extremely interested in lipids, so I'm pursuing research in lipids. And I'm finding that lipids are important in infectious biology. So I'm also trying to do infectious biology. So I think you should pursue what your heart tells you to pursue. Research is such a vast domain, but believe me, everything is connected. There is no domain that is independent in biology. Everything is connected. So somebody thinks I want to do cancer biology. Yeah, certainly do. You can always do bioinformatics in cancer biology. You can do wet lab research in biotech in cancer biology. You can do drug discovery in cancer biology. You can do structural biology in cancer biology. So you can do anything with anything. So find a question or find a problem that interests you a lot and just pursue it. Try to use as many skills. As I said, whatever just I told you, drug discovery, structural biology, biochemistry, these are all tools. You should be like a Swiss Army knife with all these tools. Use the appropriate tool for the research question that you're trying to ask. So that's my short answer.
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, there is a question from Ashrita that are biotech job opportunities are good in India or other countries?
They are equally good everywhere. Um, and I am very, very positive, very hopeful that it will get better in India. certainly with government pushing, as I showed you, government is actively trying to push the Bio E3 policy, which is focusing on biomanufacturing, as they call it, green chemistry, sustainable agriculture. These are all remarkable areas. I'm purposefully not telling bioinformatics and AI because that is probably everybody knows by now, right? I'm telling things beyond that where people are trying to do opportunities. Well, certainly there are opportunities abroad as well. But I would urge Indian students to remain in India, contribute to India's growth, and do well for India. There are a lot of opportunities today, and they will continue to increase in India. I'm very positive about it.
Truly, sir, definitely. We have like these are all our future researchers, right? And
Correct.
definitely they can do wonders. And with correct guidance and correct skill development, they can definitely can contribute
Certainly.
uh, in growing biotechnology in India.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yes, sir. So moving over to another question, there is a question from Nagarjun.
Mhm.
So my daughter took BSc in biotechnology, microbiology, and chemistry. Kindly suggest which one to consider for MSc.
If you ask me, then I will be biased, right? I mean, I will ask you to join Chanakya University with MSc Bioinformatics and Biotechnology. So, well, having said that, again, as I have been insisting on two or three things, which I think the students and parents both equally need to understand. There are two aspects to this. One is the core skills, and then there are, core understanding. Core principles of theoretical knowledge and so on. Then there's a practical application part of it. And then there are additional important skills which are relevant for today's day and age. AI is one such example. You need to, these are tools. Please understand, these are tools. As the student is interested, let's say your daughter is interested in biotechnology. They can take any stream in biotechnology. They can even study microbiology, they can even study chemistry and still do biology, where all these tools will come into picture. So whatever course they do, if they are interested in biology, I assure you, as long as they have achieved theoretical knowledge, application of the theoretical knowledge, and additional skills, they are unmatched in any area. Please understand that. Biology is very simple to do in that sense, as long as you have these three skills.
Truly
So,
said, sir.
uh, to be direct to your answer, please ask your daughter: is she interested in biotechnology? Is she interested in microbiology? Is she interested in chemistry? Whether she wants to do biology with chemistry or biology with microbiology, biology with biotechnology, or any other combination, whatever you take, if you are focused on under theoretical knowledge, application of the theoretical knowledge as a practical skill, real world skills, and the additional hybrid skills that I've been talking about, they will do well.
True, sir. And as you mentioned, everything is connected. So it's actually comes over to the interest of the student only that because
Sure.
everything is connected. A little bit of in biotechnology, we study microbiology also, chemistry also, and
Correct.
statistics also. So many other things are there.
So yeah, I
Uh,
probably missed out on statistics. Sorry, Tanushri. I probably
no, no,
missed out
it's
on
okay.
statistics for some strange reason. I don't know why it skipped out of my head. It's a fantastic area. If people are interested in statistics, statistics are very important numbers when it comes to biology. One of the most fundamental discoveries, like Mendel's law, was he did not know biology, but he was a good statistician, and he founded one of the most important aspects that comes into biology. That is the most fundamental law. He was a statistician. Many scientists who made remarkable discoveries were not biologists by training, but they had a very core skill set which they applied to biology, and they are where they are right now.
True, sir. Moving over to another question, which is from Afreen, that what are the most beginner-friendly domains within bioinformatics that still have strong career growth?
Well, that's a good question. Certainly, for example, how do you look at big data, for instance? So I somehow I saw this video somewhere. There is a ABC book which is written for actually kids. They're talking about what is big data, and it's very, very beautifully written. So you can start all the way from there and then you can grow. Data science, what is big data is very, you can talk it to, there are also YouTube videos if you look up where eminent scientists actually talk to students from PhD all the way to, small school children and explain small concepts. You see the level keeps changing. So when I say friendly, yeah, you don't need math to begin with to understand what they are. But as you graduate yourself through these levels, it's like a video game where every level, by when you cross the level, it becomes tougher and then tougher and then tougher, right? So somebody plays Candy Crush, the speed increases, right? Just like that, you can graduate. You learn a skill, learn a higher skill. For learning that higher skill, you may need another skill. Learn that skill and then learn this higher skill. So that's how you will graduate. Learning command languages like Python and R are very important. Data sciences are very important. Understanding how AI can be used in various of the areas of biology is very important. There are several, I'm sure if you just Google, you'll find several videos on YouTube itself. Uh, I prefer reading, but if I think this generation prefers watching videos, you can certainly find them on YouTube.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. There are too many questions, but because of time constraint, it won't be possible to take them all. I request all the attendees to, you can email these questions to us, either to Biotecnika or to Chanakya University, and your questions will be answered. So as we conclude today's webinar, I would like to thank Priyadarshan sir, Dr. Priyadarshan sir, for once again for sharing valuable insights and guidance with us. And also a big thank you to our attendees for your active participation and thoughtful questions. It's wonderful to see so much curiosity and enthusiasm around this field of biotechnology and bioinformatics. Your engagement truly made today's session interactive and meaningful. We hope this webinar helped you better understand whether bioinformatics and biotechnology are worth studying in 2026 and how these fields are shaping the future of healthcare, AI integration, research, and innovation globally. So stay curious, keep learning, and we look forward to seeing you in our upcoming sessions. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Tanishri. Thank you, Biotecnika. Thank you, students.